I was waiting for my partner in crime, Michael, there. I told him I'd be on, so pretty soon I'll head the antenna towards the south. But anyway, I copy you fine, and so I guess the big array up here makes a difference. You got the loops, and I got, what is it, 22, 44, 88 elements up there at about 80 feet, so I guess that makes a difference. Go ahead.
Well, on this band, I got 13 elements. They're just not pointed at you.
Well, pointed away from me might be worse than having your loops.
At least I'm pointed at the mountains. I'm probably bouncing off of something.
Yeah, you're plenty strong, no problem. Sounds good, actually.
Yeah, we're just standing by and waiting for things to happen, and I'm a little disappointed. The illustrious United States Postal Service did not bring me my transverter for 222 today.
I moved the antenna more towards the north, and you came way up. So I could probably run and talk to you now easy without the amplifier. Yeah, you are bouncing off some pile of rocks there. Go ahead.
Very good. Did you hear my comment about the post office?
Yeah. It didn't surprise me. That's normal.
Yeah, I was sitting here all day refreshing the page, and it just slipped till tomorrow. I'm like, oh well. Maybe I got caught up in that fire down in L.A.
Yeah, what really scares you when you open it up and find out all the pieces flying around in the box.
Yeah, I hope not. That thing was expensive.
That's what the post office does best.
Oh yeah, no, I got the 50 water and paid for the higher stability oscillator, and of course you also have the better relays in it because I ordered the high power one. So yeah, you know, it ended up being like $750.
Is 220 bags worth $750? It didn't to me.
Well, it is if it gives me more points in the contest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I used to be crazy on the contest. I remember one time on the contest on 1296, I even worked into Tijuana. Man, I had such a big score there, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, wow, yeah, I actually worked John in DM05 off this antenna pointed the wrong direction.
You worked on 1296?
Yes, sir.
You worked it into Tijuana?
No, I've only made it down there. I made it to Tijuana on 2 meters using FT8, but no, I made it down to Tehachapi and John down there on his hilltop on 1296. But as I said, with the antenna pointed the wrong direction, I was able to work John.
Yeah. Now this is when I had the loop antennas up at probably 80, 90, 80 feet. I had 4 28 element loop Yagi stacked vertically, which is what I should have done with these antennas. Vertical stack is better than on a box. Gives you good horizontal beam width. That makes it better. And my buddy there, K6UQH, is now a silent key. He used to be talking to the guys in LA. He had so much signal here from Saratoga. I pointed my antennas towards LA, and we could have a round table of guys in LA, him and I. That was fantastic in the old days. Aaron, go ahead.
Oh, very good. Well, that way we're not annoying the people online. I came back up to the net frequency. You're a little low.
Okay, I can come up a little bit. Now you were 2 red bars above the 9 that time.
Not bad for 10 watts and an antenna pointed the wrong direction.
Well, I came up, I think, a little bit, didn't I? Is that better?
You probably got to come up a little bit more.
Well, you sound normal to me. How about now?
Well, part of it is I think I'm also not used to, because on this band you like to run the mid. You're not running the wide audio, so that's the other problem is I'm not getting the full frequency range.
Medium, I think.
Yeah, which cuts off some of the highs and the lows.
Yep, like Bose, no highs, no lows, it must be Bose.
Well, yeah, we'll see who else is coming out tonight. Anybody else on frequency K6USY?
Don't hear any takers.
Yeah, just us and the chickens.
I still haven't recuperated from this bunghole their president still, I guess, giving that Soros that Medal of Peace or something. I guess by getting rid of the police officers and getting all those bum prosecutors in there, I guess that's supposed to help.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to use up all their money with all these stupid medals. They got a budget that they want to use up, and they're just going to keep printing medals. Well, it's gotten to the point now where none of it really matters. I wouldn't want one. Like it's like nope, I don't want to be on that list of people.
Well, if you're working, you don't want to be, but if you're on welfare or working for the government, when I say government, I mean the woke people in L.A. working for the government. What do you think of Pacific Palisades? That place is going up like tinderwood.
Yeah, I was seeing a little bit of that on the news earlier. They were saying that the fire jumped the highway and actually took out some shacks out on the beach. Took out the lifeguard towers. So they're going to lose some homes.
Well, I saw some look like $20 million ones going up in smoke. They're expecting like up to 100-mile-an-hour winds, and man, those embers go a long ways with 100 miles an hour.
Yep, and all of our homeowners' insurance is going to go up because of it.
Yeah, probably won't. They probably don't have any insurance anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, it's also going to be interesting to find out how it started.
You probably wouldn't want to know. Probably some homeless guys trying to keep warm or something.
Yeah, or somebody throwing a cigarette out.
Guys working time.
I heard somebody whistling.
That was me, K6MYC. Good evening, Aaron. Good evening, Bill.
Yeah, good evening. You must have your antenna headed towards the north. Aaron is stronger than you are, and he's bouncing off the hill.
I didn't quite follow that. What's bouncing off the hill?
I say Aaron is stronger than you are, and he's pointed north, and I'm pointed north.
Well, I'm pointed over to the Bay Area.
Yeah, I figured that. Besides that, you and I got a rock between us.
Yeah, and I'm more of a kind of a northeast. My antenna basically is splitting the difference between Rob and Mike's house. That's kind of the heading I put it on.
Now mine's at 350 degrees right now. I trust this rotor, but I don't trust the other one. Yeah, good evening there, Mikey. And I guess I can point my antenna over towards Atascadero real quick. Probably too soon for that direction for trying to get QUI there. I don't know if Ron would be on I'll hit it on there real quick, then I'm going to stay here for a while and then head it towards the south there. The K6 MYC AA6F, and then I'll head down till I get K6 TSK after I stick with Ron a little while from now. Over.
Yeah, where are you pointed, did you say, Bill? I just was turning on my head, my earbuds here.
Now let me get it heading right down your backside here.
Okay, well, you can check for QUI anytime you want. I'm pointed toward Santa Cruz because I won't hear him anyway.
Good.
Who was that?
You guys doubled.
I also heard another voice. Who was the other voice? Well, maybe it was somebody in the Bay Area.
I think it was me. I turned the antenna. I think I went past you. Man, it's got to be right on you. And I guess it's a pretty... you got too good a front to back.
Well, you're fine. You're loud either way. The only time I have trouble with you is when you turn your power down and go toward QUI.
Yeah, I do that purposely. Well, right now the power's up, and originally I was talking to Aaron with the 10 watts.
I wouldn't doubt that. That's just a straight line of sight path from your place to his.
Not really. Not when you figure the over the horizon.
Not really what?
Not when you figure over the horizon at 120 feet. We were at 130 feet at the store, and our two-way radio's line of sight was 17 miles at that height.
No, that's not right. It's 40 miles.
Yeah, and Bill's about 45 miles away from me.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but it's right there, and well, his antennas are up higher than mine. But K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100 to make it official.
Yeah, we got that. I was working with an engineer at Trimble Navigation when they were first getting going and getting VHF links to some of their stuff, and talking with the engineer that. I was it was actually in Fresno at the old plant. So I was in Fresno on just off of Blackstone there in the north end of Fresno. And the guy said to me, he said, well, we know we can't get a signal past 40 miles because that's where the horizon blocks anything unless you're real high. It's not going to get past the horizon at 40 miles. I said, well, you should go upstairs and get on the radio that Art has. Art was one of the founders. Can't remember where he's gone or why he isn't in here. Anyway, you go upstairs and get Art to put the radio on 2 meters, and I'll talk to you here. We're only 120 miles away, so I'll show you so much for your reality check. Over.
That's a fact. That's 100% true there. Inversion layer, knife edge stuff, and all that stuff, they don't calculate for. I never will forget when they put that stupid TV station, Channel 21, down there by the river. The engineers thought it'd be better have a better ground if it was by the river instead of putting it on a mountaintop. A UHF transmitter down on the river bottom really makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, really good ground gain down there, boy. And ground conductivity was terrific, and ground reflection. Oh my goodness, yes.
It was like the engineer in Hanford there that I bet a case of beer that they put 50 kW or something, whatever it was, on FM there from that tower there at where the two towers there for 620 there used to be KNCS in Hanford. He said, you'll have a perfect signal here in Visalia. I says, you won't even be able to understand what the guy's saying in Visalia. He says, oh yeah, we're line of sight. I says, you forgot the mountains are behind me. As soon as that reflected signal hits the mountains, it's stronger than the main. You guys are gone. And man, it was just pure multipath.
Yeah, they don't. That's what happens when you go to school. You don't get any practical experience, do you?
That's a fact. You got to know what's where you live and what's happening out in the Midwest where there's no mountains. It's probably pretty accurate, but not here. I remember my buddy, you probably knew Al Ferosian, K6OGX. He was a real good friend of mine, and they were putting that station on in some mountain, as about 1,000 feet high or something in Fresno. With this FM station they were putting on, I guess it was something, I don't know what it was, what frequency it was, but it was on FM, 105, 104, 3 megs, whatever. And he said, "Man, you guys have a perfect signal here." And I tell you, I says, "Yeah, the F meter's pegged, but wait till they start talking." And, oh, no, it'll be a perfect signal. As soon as they started talking, you couldn't even understand what the guy was saying. Mikey, go ahead.
Why was that multipath?
Oh, yeah, was it?
Now, I have that problem here when I'm trying to listen to a 1 kW station out of Fresno. I'm trying to listen to Buck and Clay in the mornings. And they come out of Fresno, and they're on top of one of the buildings there, but I got this hill right between me and them, so I got multipath. Good signals. I can hear it with a peanut whistle for an antenna. I got a little piece of wire dangling off the radio, but I had to do that. If I put the normal antenna up on the radio, it's just garbage because it picks up everything behind me around the hills and stuff, and it's really horrible. If I rotate the antenna or move it just a little bit, all of a sudden the Mexican station captures and takes over.
Yeah, that's bad news. When you get to your height, man, you start getting stations from, down Sacramento way on the FM band pretty easy.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, let's see if this net's gonna do anything tonight. I'm beaming toward the Bay Area, I think. Let me see.
KM6SRR, number 432, over.
432 is here. I think I can hear you if you talk real loud. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Mike and Bill, A6S and K6NYC. Something wrong with your earbuds or something, Mike, over?
No, why?
Well, you said I had to talk real loud or you couldn't hear me. I didn't know what was different than normal, over.
No, I was just pulling your leg.
Okay, I'll scream a little louder. I can also change my frequency.
Yes, just talk higher.
Yeah, it'll be more piercing. It'll penetrate better, right? Just like that station down by the water at the bottom of the canyon.
Yes, sir, the one on FM to get good ground gain and all that stuff. Okay. Enough of those crazies.
DTU 712 is here.
712 is here. Good evening, Kerry. KC5 DTU, how are you?
Doing well, Michael. How are you today? Good evening, KC5 DTU, AA6S. I hear you, Bill. Coming in Q5 in beautiful southeast Clovis. You're 5'9" plus 2 bars in beautiful downtown Visalia there, carryover. Roger, Roger. Appreciate that. Okay. Hope all is good down that way. And hello, Rob and Aaron, I think. I got a response from Rob there.
Yeah, how you doing, Kerry? KC5 DTU, KM6SR. Yeah, I just got in from a little bit of a dinner, so I might have missed some people in the beginning, over.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Well, I just got here also, so you didn't miss much, KC5 DTU.
Yeah, I didn't miss anything according to you, huh?
I think our...
As long as you quit yelling at Mikey over there.
Yeah. Don't be yelling at Mikey.
Good evening, Rob, AA6S.
How you doing, Bill? AA6S, KM6SR. Good to hear you. You're booming in here just like Mike, over.
Yeah, you're smoking in down here. You're going to have to quit eating, with this good economy we got now. You better have to do a little fasting there.
Okay, I didn't follow you. Do what now?
You want to get or went the wrong way?
No, I said with this good economy we got now, you're going to have to quit eating so much.
Yeah, I needed to start doing that even with the bad economy, over.
Yeah, the last economy we had was bad. Now the new stuff will probably be after what the Democrats have done, giving everybody these big raises and everything. there won't be any economy at all.
Don't stop him from eating, Bill. Get him to invite us to supper.
Get him so he can survive afterwards.
Roger that. Yeah, I got neighbors with cows, so we're all set.
One thing good, we're all in California or in the valley here. You always get some food here if those dudes in the big city that might be sucking for wind.
Yep, that's for sure. Yep, I'm even going to start a garden here pretty soon.
Hey, Rob, bring yourself in on our frequency. You're sounding really funny, you know. You're about 30 hertz on the wrong side there, over.
Mike, when you talk that way, I don't know which way to turn the knob, over.
Well, I know that. I was thinking of the same thing.
Does this sound better?
Yes.
I think I just keep having to raise it up a little as time goes on, and then eventually it evens out.
Well, it was off from the get-go. Their first transmission was off a little bit, so no worries. Anyway, we got you, and I'm pointed towards Santa Cruz looking for KW6S when he comes in, but Bill's going to call for W6QUI anytime, Bill.
Yeah, the antenna's coming around.
VA6AJ727.
Okay, 727. I got you, Mike. There was somebody else, I think, out of the Bay Area. Who was that? Okay, I hear 610 very weakly, and I hear KD6S okay. So I'm going to have to get more. Let me get some numbers written down here. 727 507 and for heaven's sakes, 610. Let's see, 610. Why don't you take one, Tom, and let's see if I can find out why I'm not hearing you well.
You might be pointed at me.
But we'll see how it does. I'm guessing you're moving against a little bit closer towards me, but things are kind of chilly and pretty windy here tonight, so we'll see how that's 1296, K6NYC, KW6S.
Yeah, we got you now, and we were up pretty close to Jim there. W6PQ all broke in, and he was way stronger than you were. Good evening, Tom. Good to hear you. And Bill's on here. Bill's going to try and work W6QUI, and then he'll come up and get you. Let's see if Bill's got QUI on the call there. Hang on, the guys in the Bay Area, just a second, if you would. Mike, do you hear Bill on there calling QUI?
Yeah, I think he's talking to him on very low power.
Okay, he did get him, did he?
Sounds like it, yes.
Okay, I'll log him in. Thank you. Okay, now I can do the Bay Area because he won't hear me and I won't hear him. So let's do that. Let's see. Go ahead, Tom, finish up, and if you want to stick around a second, I'll pick up the other guys, and then Bill will be finished up with QUI and come up your way, no doubt. W6PQL to take it, K6MYC.
So I'll give you a little bit of chatter here, so you get the antenna located here and I guess you're probably rotating. Good enough. K6NYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, I needed more. The path is all screwed up. I'm getting peaks and nulls all over the place here. Give me a little bit more.
Okay, I'll do that. Not much happening here today. It was a little bit warmer, and not much is going to be happening tomorrow either. Just a couple of ho-hum days here. I've been working on stuff here. finding that it's a little cold outside, you know, it's time to get indoor work done, so that's what I'm doing. And we'll do that again tomorrow and play golf again on Thursday. Managing with this dry spell that we've had here, I've been managing to get a couple of days a week of golf in. It's kind of nice. Be nice to start with summer, but you know, what else have I got to complain about? How about now? Is it any better?
Yeah, it's up and down, but I'm peaking on you pointed toward 270, so or 280. Where am I? 279. So it's about 10 degrees lower than normal tonight for some reason, but this is where you peak. Anyway, good to hear you and okay on the weather. Yeah, it was cold here today, but I did work in the sun. I had a very quiet, windy, no wind, and I worked up on the hill in the sunny part of my yard, and I cut logs. I was cutting logs with my chainsaw today, so I cut a whole wagon full of logs that I'm going to split in the next few days, and trying to get rid of a big wood pile I've got in the front of the property here. So that's what I did today, but I worked up a sweat, believe it or not. You wouldn't think you could. I think the temperature outside, well, with the sun and everything, was probably in the high 60s. But anyway, I got sweaty, but luckily I dried off quickly. It was very dry. Much like it is in the Southern California area with nobody wants to call those winds. They say high winds. Well, those are Santa Ana winds, guys. I guess they don't want to use any names because they might hurt somebody's feelings. Jim, over.
Okay, Mike. I didn't get very much of that. You were in a very deep phase most of that time. It's starting to come back now. Tell you what, though, I'll just catch you shortly after 8 o'clock after I go up and and hopefully conditions will be a little bit better then. 7-3 for now, K6MYC, WSXPQL.
Okay, well, this is now in the normal direction, and now you're peaking here, over.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm copying you 100%.
Yeah, I'm copying you too, but it's not strong like it was about 15 minutes ago.
It's not strong. It's all over the place. Okay, we'll see you a little bit after 8. Go get Steve, and I'll pick up Fred here. KD6SOK. Give me some voice characteristics there, Fred. KD6 Sugar Oscar Kilo. Go ahead.
WB6JNN.
I hear WB6JNN. Hang on.
I'll give you a little bit of a chatter here and see if you can peek on me. Swung for better for him, but went down for me here, so I'm sure there's a better path. Anyway, good evening. This is K6MYC 285. This is WB6JNN.
Yeah, you're fine, and you're over quite a wide range of azimuth here. I can't seem to find any big peak, but you're solid everywhere. WB6JNN and KD6SOK, I think, came back also, but I didn't hear much of him. He's weak tonight, but I'll get the antenna on you sooner or later here, Fred. Anyway, good evening, Jim. And cold today. You probably didn't do any flying, right?
I heard WFC in there as well. No flying today. I had other things going on. All right, I'm going to talk off to see if I can hear Santa Barbara there. WB6JNN.
Okay, go get him.
K6MYC, KD6SOK.
Yeah, I got you now, Fred. KD6SOK, K6MYC, and how are you?
I'm doing okay. You're coming in much stronger than about 10 minutes ago, so you're peaking almost S9, which is really good. Yeah, it was a nice warm day over here, but now the cloud cover is gone. Now it's starting to cool off and get kind of chilly outside, actually. And I've been watching the fires down there. Boy, that looks pretty bad. What are you going to do? Those Santa Ana winds are, well, they get them every year, but apparently this year it's pretty bad.
Yeah, well, they're coming out of a big dry spell, and then you get these Santa Ana winds that are very late for the year. That's the Santa Anas. I don't know why they're not calling them what they are. That's the Santa Ana winds, and they're really brutal. They go all the way out to the coastline. I was down there camping one time. We were camping right on the beach, essentially, down Highway 1. And the winds were so strong we could hardly stay in our sleeping bags. It was so bad. And it was real hot wind. We didn't want to be in the sleeping bags, but there was dust and crud flying all over the place. So it was not fun, but it was somewhere in the early winter, more like September, October. But still nice and warm down there, except for the 40-mile-an-hour winds. And that's what they got. Boy, they're having some fits there. Palos Verdes, and that whole area is in deep trouble. Anyway, good to hear you, Fred, and hopefully, I guess you're back to work now and got the nose to the grindstone. KD6SOK, K6MYC.
Oh, very good, Mike. Yeah. And you know what was interesting? He mentioned that story about being on the beach. Heck, I was down in Southern California. I think it was near Santa Monica. And I remember, this was like in 1983, and we had the Santa Ana winds came through late at night. It was scary. I asked a friend of mine, I said, what is this? He said, oh, those are Santa Ana winds. I've never experienced this hot air coming off the desert all the way to the coast. And it's like incredibly high-speed winds, like 60 miles an hour. You know, 10, 11 o'clock at night. It was actually kind of scary. And he said, oh, yeah, those are Santa Ana winds, Fred. I didn't know what those were until I actually experienced those. That's pretty frightening, actually.
Yeah, no, it's really an odd characteristic down there. But boy, when you get a fire, it's really troublesome because the winds are dry, the air is dry, and if they haven't had a rain or something for a week or two, which I guess they have not had, they got a tinderbox there. It's been real warm down there. I've seen temperatures in LA has been in the 70s, mid 70s to 80, and that's just a recipe for fire at this time of year. Anyway, won't keep you, let you go, but thanks for popping in, and maybe we'll even see you tomorrow night. I'll be here looking, and you could at least try and see if tomorrow night works again for you. KD6SOK, Cupertino. Hey, what was the name, what was the call sign of Art? I just can't remember Art's call sign. I think it was a 2-letter call, something with a Lima in it. Art that started Trimble. What was his call sign?
Oh, geez, I can't remember now. Oh, that's been a while.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He kind of dropped out. He was very active for VHF-wise for a long time, and then he just dropped out.
Yeah, I know. It'll come to me. Maybe I'll remember, and I'll tell you later. I'll think about it.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to bring the call sign up today, and I couldn't bring it up there. All right, 7-3, Fred, have a good one. We'll talk to you tomorrow, or maybe Thursday on 432, one way or the other. Hi. KD6SOK, Cupertino, K6MYC, Central California, near Fresno.
7-3, Mike.
7-3, Fred. Now, anybody else in the Bay Area, please? Kilowatt 6, Mike, Yankee, Charlie, Bozo Net.
WA6AXX, no.
Oh, he's back. He's back. And the Chinese still controlling the Panama Canal, but not for long, huh?
You know, a couple of, let's see, a Hong Kong company manages a couple of the ports. They may own the ports or manage the ports. It's not the canal, it's a couple of ports.
Well, they own the ports at the entrance on each side. So they're the ones that collect the tariff.
No, I'm not sure about that. No, I mean, not the canal fee, not at all.
Oh, absolutely. That's why every time we run a naval ship through there, we pay a high price to get through the canal, and it all goes in the Chinese pockets. Over.
Okay. All right. Well, it was a great trip, and I'm glad I'm home. But it was a very good trip, and fascinating to see the Panama Canal and to go through it. And again, good to be home. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
Yeah. Did you go anywhere on the other side once you got into the Gulf of America?
You mean the Caribbean Sea?
Oh, the the Gulf of America, or Gulf of Mexico, it used to be.
Stopped in Mexico 2 or 3 stops, in Costa Rica, and then on the Caribbean side we stopped in Colombia, and then otherwise came up north along Cuba and back to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So that was the route basically.
Okay, so you went as far east as Fort Lauderdale, and then you came. Where did you end up? Is that where you terminated? You just went one direction through the canal, right?
Yeah. We started in L.A. and went south, Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama Canal, and then up to Colombia, and then 3 days at sea to get to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. Sounds like you got a chance to. Did you get off the ship several times in various ports?
Yeah, I think 3 stops in Mexico. Day trips. Basically, we did tours, and Costa Rica and Colombia. So yeah, I think it was like 5 onshore days.
Oh, very good. I've never been to Colombia, but we've been in Costa Rica and of course all the ports in Mexico. We used to go down on the Caribbean side and for a vacation, and I can remember one time we were surfing and Myrna, my wife, got caught in a big wave, and it caught me too. We both got tumbled, and I rumbled up to the shoreline, but it smashed her face into the sand, and she knocked a whole bunch of teeth loose. Luckily, they came back and didn't have to do anything, but she had loose teeth in the bottom section of her mouth for quite a while. Quite a smash. And we left there, went over to Puerto Vallarta on the other coast at the end of the day, and we got hooked up with a local over there who kept buying us drinks, and at the end of the evening, we were feeling no pain. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, we had guided tours. Kept it relatively easy kinds of tours. So Liz is walking, and she can climb up into the bus and stuff, and but not real long distance walking. So we kept it light duty. It wasn't terribly adventuresome, but the best part was the ship and the canal. So yeah. The only other cruise I took was 2008. We went to Antarctica. We went around the Cape, South America, coming back up to Argentina, I think. Anyway, it was a good cruise. It was fun being home. Good being back. So, K6NYC, WA6AX.
Yeah, everything's still intact at the house. No broken water lines or anything, huh?
No, we had a neighbor, a girl, a 16-year-old, a very mature, responsible 16-year-old girl neighbor, a new neighbor. They moved in recently. She house sat and dog sat. So she lived here basically most of the time, took care of the dogs, and house was in great shape.
Oh, good. So it's a good, successful fun trip with no big surprises before you left or when you got back. That's always good. Okay, well, good to hear you. And there may be some other guys with questions about the canal or whatever, but I'm sure you'll hook up with them as when I leave this direction here. Good evening for now. Okay, WA6AXX 773. And anybody else in the Bay Area, please. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net. He should get 775, but I'm not sure I can hear him. Has anybody heard Mike 775? KB6RQ, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie.
I did hear him in there saying 775.
Oh, you can hear him. Okay. Have him keep going, and I'll see if I can find him. Go ahead.
Yeah, 775. You give a long transmission, maybe Mikey can home in on you. Go ahead, WA6AXX.
He
just said over, Mike. Did you hear him?
Oh, if he just did over, then I wouldn't get him, because I didn't get time. Oh, he said something, and then over. Well, I went from 292 down to 270, and I never found a trace. Thanks for the relay, Ed. Over.
Yeah, it was clear. It was KB6WSC 775. If you can hear me, I think it's Mike. If you can hear me, you're clear. Go back to K6MYC WS6AXX.
Yeah, we got you. Man, it's kind of funny tonight. I'm getting 2 or 3 peaks on you. I'm bouncing off of various things over there. I got a peak on you at 270 now, another one at 290, and something in the middle. Okay, look for you tomorrow night, Ed. Good to hear you. Happy New Year, by the way. We didn't get a chance to pass that on to you. You were gone for Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. WA6AXX, K6MYC.
And same to you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and let's hope it's a good year. A little skeptical, but we'll see.
Okay. All right, Bay Area, last call, Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee, Charlie, K6MYC, Bozo Net, over. Okay, I'm going up to 300 toward N6RO. N6RO, N6 Radio, Oscar, K6MYC, over. Got the 835. It's really light and intermittent tonight with a lot of fading. You're up and down for 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down with the 10 watts, but we've got you, Ken. Not conversational, obviously. Hope you're feeling better, and we'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters. N6 Radio, Oscar 835, K6MYC.
Yeah, we'll see more conversational.
Are you feeling better?
A little bit, but the scientists are still making a lot of phlegm and mucus.
Okay, still making a lot of phlegm. Okay. You're about Q4 at the moment. I got you a pretty good spot here. Okay. Thanks, Ken, and we'll see you tomorrow for a longer chat. And hopefully you'll be on the downside of that thing tomorrow. I don't know about this phlegm. It seems to be something in the last few viruses. I have more phlegm than I've ever had in my life, and I haven't been sick for 2 years. I just got lots of phlegm, and we were talking about the throat thing. You can't lay down. I can't. I start coughing, and I can't get rid of it until I do lay down. When I lay down, it moves, and it just comes up with a little clearing of my throat once I lay down. It's just the opposite of yours. Anyway, it's annoying, and it's all just phlegm. Nothing in it, not infected or anything. 7-3, catch you tomorrow. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Anybody else in this direction? QRZ Bozo Net.
You're welcome.
Good night. Okay, going toward Sacramento here. Let's see what happens up this way. We're probably not going to hear KR6MR tonight because he's probably either still in the hospital or not able to get to the radio room. But I'm looking for K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6WIS, or KR6MR. KE6ILX, KE6 India Lima X-ray. Are you around there, Jeff?
Break.
Who was that?
Break, WA6AAJ.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I took Ralphin. K6PSK. Both Bill and I worked him.
Okay, good. And hope he's doing well. Thank you. I hope he's well away from the fires where he is there. Thank you, Mike, K6MYC.
Roger, Mike. Thank you, WA6AJ.
Okay, I'm looking towards Sacramento, KR6MR, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, KE6IMX, K1 YQP. Haven't heard K1 YQP for ages. I think he's given up on ham radio. Anyway, anybody hearing us anywhere, we're not going to have anything in the Nevada area tonight, so I'm not even going to go up toward Nevada. Rob and Aaron, I'm not going to go toward Nevada because I got a call from Larry just before I came out here about 6:45 or 6:30. Larry N7WT called and he said that he had a big windstorm, probably leftovers of what's going on in Southern California, but he had a huge windstorm and all the antennas are twisted, turned in different directions. It's happened a couple of days ago, and he didn't realize that. That's why he was so weird on 222 last night. He couldn't hear me. I could hear him, but he couldn't hear anything. And as one antenna's pointed off to the west and one's pointed to the north. So his array is all screwed up on all bands practically except for 2 meters. So he should be better on 2 meters, but 432 is screwed up. It should be functional, but it's about 90 degrees off, and he couldn't see it at the time he called. So he'll align that for Thursday, so we can at least hear him when he'll fix point it down this way. But boy, he's had some wind, and the 1296 is broken. He's got a high VSWR. He doesn't know why. He's waiting for some good weather, and maybe he'll get a chance to get up there and at least repair some of that stuff. I told him try to do as much as he can for the contest coming up on Jan 18. And 2 meters, 432 at least should be okay, and we might get something sort of working on 222. So we'll have to just see. Okay. Bay Area, not Bay Area, Sacramento. Let's see, where am I pointed here? K6 Whiskey India Sugar. K6WIS, K6MYC. Paul had a booming signal last night on 222, but I don't think he's home tonight. He must have gone into the Bay Area, and maybe he stayed in there because I think he goes in for shots and some chemo, and then he doesn't feel good. Who knows? He's not here tonight, and he didn't come in on the backscatter path either. Rob, are you there? Are you hearing anything? KM6SRR, K6MYC, lingering in the Sacramento direction.
Mike, no, I'm not hearing anything, so I don't know what's going on. My system's kind of messed up too, over.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just giving it to you to see if you would have perhaps caught anything. I'm sure you would have let me know. I was hoping that we might see Frank on here. Frank was supposed to be here yesterday. He didn't show up yesterday, and he didn't show up again today, and I'm not getting any response on the phone. I asked him to call me if he doesn't have a phone that works, go to a neighbor's house and use it, and I'm still not getting any responses. So I don't know what he's doing up there. Something is not right at Frank's place.
Does his phone let him receive text?
Say it again.
Does Frank's phone let him receive text?
Well, it rings. I don't know. The last 2 times I've called him, I got his answering machine on the first ring. That's not a good sign. It's either the phone he doesn't have it with him, or it's running low on batteries or something. He did text Judy one time, and that got through, but he hasn't texted her since. So I don't know. You might just give him a text and see if you can get through anything. Over.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
All righty. In the meantime, I'll go back to the Bay Area one more time for late checks and missed. I'll just call one more time into the Bay Area into the Sacramento area for anybody. K6ILX, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, KR6MR. Anybody on 1296 here in the Sacramento area? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, over. Well, I'm hearing nothing, so I'll go back to the Bay Area here. Okay, I'll start at the high end of the Bay Area. Bay Area, Bay Area. Bay Area, Bay Area. Late checks are missed. K6MYC Bozo Net.
Wow, that CW looks really funky on the spectrum scope.
Yeah, it's W6PQL. I hear you, Jim. Did you work, Steve? Did you get 52, over? W6PQL, go ahead, go ahead.
Negative on Steve. Negative on Steve. Yeah, it was me. I was still pointed at Steve. It's why it sounded so funky for you and Aaron. But now that I'm pointed at you, that's a little better.
Yeah, that's a little better, and I probably could repoint it now, but we'll let it go. We'll see you tomorrow night. The conditions are bad. We got nobody in Sacramento. No Paul on the backscatter path, and KR6MR was in the hospital yesterday with a bad back. He couldn't hardly move, frozen. So he was not probably there tonight either. And I haven't heard KE6ILX for quite some time, so he's off the air doing something else, I guess. So nothing from Sacramento and nothing from the Nevada area. Talked to Larry on the phone. He said nothing was working on 1296. So he'll be on 432 and 2 meters tomorrow, perhaps. W6PQL, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, that sounds good. We'll look for you tomorrow. K6MYC, W6PQL. Good night.
Roger, 73, Jim. W6 Papa Queen London, K6MYC. Bye-bye. Oh, there he is. There's K6 Whiskey India Sugar, 637. We got you, Paul. 637. Go ahead, go ahead. I hear you, Paul. I got you checked in, but I don't know if you have any relays. I was moving the antenna and I lost you. So take a little longer transmission. I'll try to find a spot where I can hear you and you can tell me if you have any relays. I don't think you do, but I'll try to find you for any relays. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC looking for you, over. You're about readability 3. Readability 3. Just give me a Rogers or negative. Do you have any relays? Do you have any relays? Over. Roger. Okay, would be 336 and 160. Is that your relays?
Negative. Kilo Radio 6 Mexico Radio.
Okay, Kilo India 6 something radio, but I'm not getting it. Kilo India 6 something radio. Do you have a Bozo number, over?
No, I do not have Bozo number. I have a call sign.
759. Okay, got it. That's John. I'm not hearing John at all, and I'm glad that he's on the air. He was in the hospital yesterday. So I did not expect to hear him. But good to hear him. Good to know that he's around there tonight. Thank you, Paul, for KR6MR, number 759. Go ahead, Paul.
I'm glad you get that relay there, Mike. You're actually 5 by 5, a good full copy signal here. But I tell you, conditions are pretty poor right now, so I won't hold it. 73 from Plateau and the foothills. Kilo 6 Mexico, Kilo 6 West. Your sugar is off and clear.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, well, we've got Paul, and we'll look forward to hearing you tomorrow. I think you'll be there tomorrow. I think you're all okay for tomorrow. Is that a Roger? Okay. See you tomorrow, and conditions hopefully will be better. You're just above the noise here. Just above the noise. A little poppy, snappy stuff going on, but we're hearing you all okay. At Q3 anyway. I know it's you for sure, and I got the relay. Thank you, Paul. 73, so we'll see you tomorrow. KR6MR, checked in with K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC.
Okay, 73 Mike, 73, K6 Whiskey India Sugar is clear.
Roger, 73. So you probably copied that, Rob.
You mean your relays, 160 and 336?
No. He only got a relay from John, KR6MR.
Oh, okay, I'll scratch the other two off. I already got them in there.
Yeah, I don't think he had the other two. They don't think they've got 1296 anymore.
Okay, well, you got to get out your pointy stick and work on them, over.
Well, yeah, there's so little they can work. I think 1296 is a real loser for them. They are on 222, and I believe 432 and 2 meters, but that's it. Anyway, that's at least we got Paul in there, and I'm got on the backscatter path. I couldn't hear him on the direct path, so he might have heard me enough to know that I was looking for him. Anyway, I didn't hear him the first time around. Let's take one more standby for the Bay Area, and we'll call it a night. I haven't had dinner yet, but it should be ready by the time I get in there. Matt got home a little bit late this evening. QRZ to Bay Area. Last check for late checks and missed. K6MYC. QRZ. Okay, I guess that's it. And no 52 tonight from Steve was not there. That was a report from Jim, W6PQL, who did not hear Steve tonight. They did report that they worked Ralph, so Ralph is in. I'm pretty sure you heard that.
Yep, roger on that.
All right, that's the list.
Do you have a count?
I can't see him good enough to count them.
Okay, I've got 18, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, that could be close. That could be real close. It could be 18 or 19. I've got such a messed up log here. I got a pen that's dying on me, and it makes, sometimes it writes good, and then next time it doesn't make anything I can see. It's good enough for Judy to read, but I can't see it, so I tend to write over it or near it, or give myself a lot of space, so I got stuff scattered all over this page here. I got to get a better pen out here. 7-3s, and Aaron, good evening to you. I'll shoot it over to you for a final, and we'll close her down. And I'll listen for you and any chatter from you and Rob for a moment. K6USY, K6MYC.
Very good, Mike. Yeah, the illustrious United States Postal Service is the peak of I don't know what you would call them, but they pushed back my package delivery till tomorrow. They waited to update the website until this afternoon. I was, watching it today and the date slip, but oh well. So I'll play with it tomorrow night, I guess. It would have been better if it showed up today because I was working from home, but oh well. And inquiring minds want to know how dinner was for Rob and his wife. So spill the beans, Rob. K6USY.
ITM.
Okay, you reversed that on me, didn't you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we went to Westwood's Barbecue, and it's pretty good. Had some nice barbecue ribs and stuff, so a little bit of Cold Stone's ice cream afterwards, so there you go, Mike. And that's all I got. Over.
Who else broke in?
7-Eleven, Semi.
Oh, there you are, 7-Eleven. So that adds one more, Rob.
Roger. Yeah, I texted John last night, but he didn't get back to me. I was holding open both of the bands there, both 6 meters and 222. Over.
I know. It was 11:30 when I got back from my rehearsal.
Oh boy, putting in the long hours there. You're getting pretty good then, I bet. Yeah, I'd gone to bed by then. Over.
Hey, I figured, well, concert tomorrow at 11 and next Sunday at 3.
Oh, you're getting busy. You got special people coming in to play with you guys again?
Oh, yeah, all kinds of things. And then Philharmonic the weekend after, which is also the VHF weekend, which is problematic, but I'm just going to see what I can do.
Yeah, they didn't consult you first before they made those arrangements.
No, I could have turned it down, and maybe I should have, but in June, I will be 100%.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, once in a while you got to hand the reins over to somebody like Aaron, so that's okay.
Or in different categories.
Yeah, I try to be in a different category from Aaron. I don't want to get beat.
Did you hear about N6RO's guest operator came over and did some teletype and got the highest score in the world?
Although, we could maybe do a little fancy rotor bit this coming up contest.
I rotated the antenna down toward, boy, I almost lost you. I rotated down south for tomorrow night.
My ICOM 905 did not arrive today, so maybe tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that roving would be interesting, John, KM6SR.
Yeah, Mike, it's hard to hear you down here right now, directly you're pointed.
No, I turned the amp off. No amp.
Frequency?
No amplifier.
Turned his amp off.
Yeah, no amp.
Yeah, he said he turned his amp off. I can barely hear him too, KM6SR.
I'm pointed south.